What's going on, guys? NCA here. Today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to make a clean looking header in just about 3 layers. Shouldn't take too long, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And so yeah, let's get started. First thing you want to do is come to a site that has high quality images that you can use for free across like your social medias and stuff. I like unsplash.com. There are tons of other ones, and if you have another one, you can use that one. I like nature. It doesn't matter which topic you kind of want to dive into for your background. It's all kind of based on your project and what you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and select this image, and I'm going to drag it into Photoshop and then resize it to my dimensions. I have a Twitter header file open right now. It's 1500 by 500, and I'm going to adjust the position of this background so it looks kind of centered. Actually, I'm going to bring it up a bit more so that way the snow down here is kind of showing. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the text tool, and you're going to add your own text. You would want to put your name or whatever text you're going to have. I'm just going to put your text, so just because I have nothing really to put in there right now. You're going to go ahead and center that. You can size it to however you like. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the background, right click it, duplicate the layer. What we're going to do with this copy of the layer is we're going to bring it above the text. We're going to click on Alt and come between the top layer and the text, and there should be an arrow. When you see the arrow, you got to click, and what it does is it masked the image. So now we can right click on our text, go to blending options, and then we can add a inner glow. I'm going to reset it to default, that way it shows up on how you guys would have your inner glow. What we're going to do from here now is we're going to make the blend mode vivid light. It kind of makes it a more vibrant glow. We're going to increase the size to about 13, and then we're going to raise the opacity just a little bit. That's all we need to do for inner glow. Next, we're going to add a color overlay. I have it set at 33 opacity, and the color is white. The color does not have to be white. It can be colors of your image, like the background, the accent colors. I like white. You can never go wrong with white. Next, we're going to add a drop shadow. We're going to make the distance like 10. We're going to bring the size up a little bit, and we're going to drop the opacity down. The reason why we drop the opacity down is because I'll give you an example. If we bring it up, see, like the shadow does not blend in with the background properly. It looks really ugly, so we bring it down to where it can kind of blend. And yes, we'll leave it at that. So right there, you kind of have your 3 layers, and the header just looks clean. Looks really simple too. There are other things you can do to it, and I'll show you that. So you can go ahead and add a filter, a hue and saturation. Click on Colorize, and then bring the saturation up, and then you can play around with colors. And what this will do is it'll just make your whole file one different color. I'm not a huge fan of this. I know a lot of people are fans of this though, but so I'm gonna get rid of that one. I'm gonna show you the one that I like to use. So you're gonna go down to the filters. You're gonna add an exposure. You're gonna want to drop the exposure down above just the bottom layer, and we're gonna play around with the offset. We're gonna bring that up just a tiny bit. We're gonna bring the exposure down, and then the gamma will just kind of touch up a little bit. And so that just made the background a little darker, made the text stand out a bit more. If I were to take off the effects, that's what the actual background looks like, versus the background with the exposure. So we're gonna go ahead and add our effects back. What you also can do to the text now is you can add like warps to it. So if you go over to the text, you go to this little T up here at the top, you can play around with the styles. I like to do flag, bring that down, add a little distortion on both the vertical, whatever. Or you can just go ahead and press Control T on the text where it has the transform box, and where there's the resize boxes, you're gonna press Control, and it's gonna make the arrow go up and down now rather than left and right, and you can kind of just bring that upwards, and so it has a cool little tilt on it. Go ahead and center that again, and it looks a lot better with the text kind of not being so plain. You can do one more thing. You can go ahead and group everything. So what I did for that is I clicked on the top layer, and then shift, and I clicked on the bottom layer, and it highlights everything. You're gonna go ahead and group it. The reason why I group it is just because if I ever don't like something, I want to go back, I always have a way to go back to all this stuff. So I made a copy of the group and I rasterized it. I converted it to a smart object, that way I can add filters to it. So you want to go down to filter, stylize oil paint, and then you're going to want to oil paint it. So it just makes it, like if you've ever seen what oil paint is, it kind of just smoothens the image. It looks pretty cool, and it'll blend your text a bit more with the image. I really like that. Or what you also could do is you can go to filter, filter gallery, and you could add a little film grain. Kind of makes it look like a bit older, or like a bit older is the right word, I guess. One more thing you could do is you can actually go back to this, and you can just click on the back, like the bottom background layer, and filter. You can do a Gaussian blur and make it about like 4.5, and that'll blur the background. Or you can do a motion blur, which will just kind of motionally blurs the image. So I mean, it looks a lot different from the Gaussian. But yeah, I like those two. My favorite one is the oil paint. But yeah, we'll just leave it as that, and that is pretty much it. You have a nice looking background that you can use across your social medias. It just depends on the dimensions in the file, and then the creativity is up to you. If you guys like this tutorial and want to see more, let me know down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and if you end up using this tutorial and you make a header out of it, tweet me the header. I want to see what you guys create. Twitter's linked down in the description, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.